everyone. Sorry about that. I started it and I realized I had no audio, so I'm gonna restart our workout here. So sorry about being a bit late. So this week we're gonna do build-up exercises or the build-up workout. So what I mean by this is that we're gonna do 3 sets. In set one, we're gonna do like in the first exercise, we're gonna do squats. In set two, we'll do shoulder presses, and then in set three, we're going to do the squat to shoulder press. So it's going to be a little bit of a build up as we go through. Your third set's obviously going to be your hardest one there. So without further ado, let's get going into a warm up. So if you want to grab yourself a wall, we're going to do some leg swings here. So forward and back, opening up your hips. I better get my timer started here. So keep going. We'll just keep with the clock here. So let's switch sides. Skin our hips nice and loose. Getting ready for our workout. Good. And let's switch to agility skater. So we're going to go back and forth like this. Get our footwork going. Get our heart rate up a little bit. Great job. Good. Good quick shuffle of our feet. Few more. Good. Let's get on our mats, on our stomach. T position. Then you're going to have your right foot come towards your left hand. Then same thing on the opposite side. You're probably not going to be able to get all the way up there. This is a hard one, a really tight one for most people, but try your best. Gives us something to work towards. And let's get back up. And we're going to get around, hop it around the box. So hop to the side, hop to the front, hop to the side, hop back. Side, front, side, back. Side, front, side, back. Side, front, side, back. So we can kind of find our pace, what works for us. Great, let's get back onto the mat. Cobra to child's pose. So starting in the cobra, letting our hips sink into the mat, hands underneath our shoulders, and then we'll drop into child's pose, forehead to the mat. Good, come forward into cobra again. And drop into child's pose. Good, and let's get up and finish with our punch combo. So we're going to go jab, cross, hook. Jab, cross, hook. Jab, cross, hook. Jab, cross, hook. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Good job. All right, let's get into our workout. So grab yourself a set of dumbbells. We're going to start with our squat to shoulder press. So squats first. Choose your reps. I'm going to use 20 pounds here. So holding it in a front rack position. Drop down, squat, come back up. 2, 3, 4, and I'm going to go to 10 like always. You can do whatever you want. 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And I'm just going to get a breather, put my dumbbells down. I'm just going to adjust my camera so you can see the shoulder press a bit better. There. And so round 2, we're just doing the shoulder press. Get ready. Grab your dumbbells and shoulder press now. So straight over your head, hands finish right over top of your elbows. So if I'm in a kneeling position here, just so I can show the hand positioning. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good. So now we're going to put it all together. So we're going to do the squat, come up, shoulder press. So you're not going to be able to see my hands here, but you can kind of see everything else while I'm doing it. So like I said, it's kind of, this is called a build up for a reason. Squats, then the shoulder press. Now we do the squat to shoulder press. Then we'll have a nice minute break before we get into the next one. So let's get going. So squat, shoulder press, squat, shoulder press. So from the side profile, back's nice and straight, driving straight up, keeping everything aligned. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good. So we have a nice minute and a half break. We'll pick it back up at 7 minutes here. So we get a drink of water, catch your breath. I'm going to adjust the camera or the lighting a bit here. So for the next one, we're going to do a deadlift to row. So first round, you're going to do the deadlift. And then second round, you're going to do the row. So I'm going to do them as upright rows this time. And then the third round, you're going to do the deadlift, then the upright row. So that's going to be how the combo works for our second group of exercises. So adjust your dumbbells as you need. If you don't have a lot of different dumbbells to work with, that's when adjusting your reps comes into handy. So that's how we can play around with our strengths, what we want to do with what's the goal of our workout, whether we're just trying to get some toning in, whether we're really just trying to build some fatigue, or we just want to get some movement in our day and break up the rest of our day of sitting around. So let's get going with our deadlifts in 3, 2, 1, go. So hinging, pulling, hinging, pulling. Notice how my hands stay along my shins the whole time. They're staying right in front. If you look from the side profile, nice flat back as I go down, squeezing my abs, glutes, hamstrings on the way up. I think I got 2 left, and my head's on the horizon, so I'm not looking up and hyperextending, not looking down and rounding my back, finding something in between. And that's my time. So next round, we're just going to do the row. So I'm going to do the upright row like that. Try and end with my elbows roughly parallel to my shoulders. So I generally have a hard time with this, so I'll be trying to correct my form in the camera. All right, so let's get going. So upright rows, so pull, pull, squeezing through the shoulder blades. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. From the side profile, it looks like this. 10. Good. So I'm standing nice and tall there. And for our last one, now let's put them all together. So we're going to do the deadlift, then the upright row. Deadlift, upright row. Another variation you can do with this is go deadlift, do a row down here, and then pull. So if you find the upright rows bug you, you can always do that variation instead. So we're going to get going in 5 seconds here. 3, 2, 1, and go. So deadlift, upright row. Deadlift, upright row. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good job. Next one, we're going to do Bulgarian split squats to tricep kickbacks. So you're not going to need anything heavy at all here. In fact, I try and go as light as you can. I'm going to try it with 10-pound dumbbells, but honestly, I can probably get away with 5-pound dumbbells. And maybe by rounds 2 and 3, I might be switching to 5-pound dumbbells, depending on how I feel. So for this one, you're going to need a bench or a chair or a table, something to keep your rear foot elevated. And then for the Bulgarians, we're just going to hold the dumbbells at our sides, and we're going to drop down and come back up. When we get into the kickbacks, we can just bend over like this, and we're just going to do our kickback like that. When we get into doing the combo, we're going to do our Bulgarian at the bottom, get our elbows up, kick back, and then get going again. So stand up. And just to make this harder, I'm going to try and get all 10 reps in on each side. So it's going to be really hard to get through it in a minute. I'm not going to have a lot of rest here. So let's get going in 3, 2, 1, go. So just the Bulgarians to start. 2, 3, 4, 5. Notice how my shin and my torso are at the same angle here. Whoop. And one more. And switching sides. This round, on the other side, I'm going to keep the top of my foot down instead of on my toes. You can do it either way. On your toes is just a little bit more challenging to balance. But as you can see, I'm having enough challenge balancing. And I got my 10. So that's pretty tough. So on the tricep kickbacks, I'm going to be up in this position and then just doing my kickbacks, right? All right, 3, 2, 1, go. So I'm going to switch legs halfway through just to try and keep things even. 4, 5, and switching legs. Get myself set up here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And rest time. So as you can tell, you really don't need a lot of weight for this. For the Bulgarians, it's really tough on the legs to begin with. And then when we're doing the tricep kickbacks, because it's just that hinge at the elbow, you shouldn't be kind of thrusting like this. It should just be an open, closed door hinge. You really don't need a lot of weight to fire up the triceps. All right, so we got round 3 now. So we're going to do a lot of tricep kickbacks here as well. So we're going to try and do 10 each side. So drop down, up, kick, stand up. Drop down, kick, stand up. Drop down, kick, stand up. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And switching sides. I'm barely going to fit this in a minute. So adjust if you need to. Or we can go into a little bit overtime because we do have a minute in between to get ready for the next one. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, So next one, hip thrusters with the chest press. So while you guys are resting, I'll show you this. So you're going to need your bench or a nice stable chair, or you can even use your couch if it's nearby. Start with your hips up like this. Start with your dumbbells like you're in a chest press position. And then for the hip thruster, you're just thrusting up. So dropping your hips, squeezing your glutes, driving up. For the chest press portion, we just have our shoulders and head on the bench. And then when we go to the thrust to chest press, it looks like that. So let's just start with our thrust position in 3, 2, 1, go. So drop, drive, drop, drive. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And drop your dumbbells. Take a good sit on the ground. Get your recovery in. If you don't have a bench or anything to lift up from, we can do this from the ground too, right? So you can just do it in a glute bridge instead. That's just as good. And so for the chest press, we can just stay in the glute bridge and then just press from there. All right. So we got 5 seconds, and then we're going to get into our chest presses now. So drop ourselves into position. I like to start from the ground here. Get myself up and chest press. So over top of the chest the whole time. Arms stay straight, so they go to 90, and they straighten up. 90, straighten up. Breathe in, breathe out. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. And let's rest. I'll wiggle myself onto the bench. So if you don't have a lot of different sets of dumbbells and you find doing the floor presses too easy, or even if you have a bench at home, doing chest press with some lighter dumbbells is too easy, then doing something like this where you make it more unstable definitely ups the challenge. So then 20 pounds all of a sudden is pretty heavy for me. So let's get going into our round 3. So hip thrust to chest press. So thrust, press, thrust, press, thrust, press. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. Whew. It's a good one. All right. We're done with the bench. We got a good little break before we get into our second last one. Get a quick drink if you need it. I do. All right, so second last one, reverse lunge to lateral raise. So reverse lunges you've done before with me a lot. So you step back, stay stable in a line, drop your knee down, come back up, step forward. So, and then a lateral raise we've done as well, just up to shoulder height, pause back down. So when we mix it together, it's reverse lunge, lateral raise, step forward. And again, what we're going to try and do on round 3 is do 10 lateral raises per leg. So I'm going a little later on the lateral raises than I normally would. Okay, let's start with the reverse lunges. So step back, drop, step forward. Back, drop, step forward. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And switch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Not a lot of time in between again, so quick breather, then we're just going to do our lateral raises. 3, 2, 1, and go. So raise, pause, back down. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, one more, 10. Good. A little bit more rest there. Take it, you deserve it. And we're about to go into a harder one. So we did 10 lateral raises there. Now, if you're doing 10 each leg like I am, you're gonna do 20. So whatever rep range you're doing, you're basically doubling it now. So that's why it's good to use a bit of a lighter weight here. So let's get going in 3, 2, 1, go. Drop, raise, forward. Drop, raise, forward. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and I'm just going to switch views here, just so you can see how upright I am with my torso. Super important. 4, shoulders are getting tired. 5, still got a few reps left. 7, 8, 9, 10. Whew. One more exercise. 1 minute break before we get into it. So last one, a little bit easier on our cardio system. We're going to do a calf raise, then a bicep curl. So we can go a little bit heavier on the weights if you have them available for most people. I'm sticking to the 10s and 20s today. So the heavier exercises, I'm using the 20s. The harder exercises where I need the lighter weights, I'm using the 10s. Obviously, you have to use what's available to you at home. Maybe you only have one set, so you don't have that option, so then you're switching your reps up. So some exercises, maybe you're doing 6, 8 reps, and then others you're doing 10, 12, 15, maybe even. All right, so calf raise. So just holding the dumbbells to the side, feet shoulder width apart, up on your toes, slow back down. Up, pause, back down. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good job. A little rest here. Then we're going to do a bicep curl. So you can either do them just palms facing up, going like that. We can do a supination curl where you start with your palms facing your thighs, curl and come up. You can do a hammer curl where your thumbs are pointed up to the ceiling. Your choice. I'm going to do a supination curl just because it works a bit more of the whole bicep as well as your forearms. So supination curl. Still keeping my elbows tucked in each time. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. Last one, I'll give you a side profile. So we're doing the calf raise, then the bicep curl. When we do the bicep curl, really try not to hinge back. If you want to make it a bit harder, when you're up on your toes, you can do your curl. But I'm going to do it more mechanical and break up the two movements. So we got 5 seconds. Then we'll finish off with our last exercise, take a bit of a break, then go into our cool down. So calf raise, back down, bicep curl. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, last one, 10. And we can put our weights away, get a drink of water. Once you're done, catch your breath. We'll take a little bit of a break, so shake out if you need to, take a bit of time. And then we're going to need a wall for your soleus stretch and for your chest stretch at the very end. And then in between we'll be on a mat. So if you have one available, make one available. So I'll just grab my mat here. I think I'll put it out just for when we get to the hip flexor stretch. And I can show you the pigeon as well from the front today. So another 30 seconds. So while we're waiting, let's just take some deep breaths. So breathe in deep, breathe out deep. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Good, that should start to bring our heart rates down, should start to bring our blood pressure down. So let's find ourselves a wall, soleus stretch. So back knee is bent, pushing the hips into the wall. And keep your deep breathing up. Let's switch sides. You should feel this in the back of your calf towards your ankle or your heel. So it's a little bit deeper than when you keep your legs straight. Good, so hip flexor stretch, we'll be in half kneel position. Push your hips forward. My right leg's back, so my right arm comes straight up like this. And I hold and breathe. Feeling the stretch all the way down through here. And switching legs, same thing, push forward, hand up. My left hand now this time. Good. So staying in that stretch, I'm going to drop my leg to the ground in a 90 position, like that. So in the camera there. And so this is a pigeon, modified pigeon. And if I want, I can go into the full pigeon there. And let's switch sides. So just to unwind, other leg comes into that 90, drop down, nice and deep. Feel it stretch in your hip. Good. Let's flip onto our backs. T position, bend your right knee over top, grab with your left hand, look towards your right shoulder. Switch sides, left over top, look towards your left shoulder. Back into a half kneel. Grab your wrist and lean away from that back leg. So my right leg's back, I'm leaning towards my left side here. This just gets the side body. Gonna get my hip flexors and obliques a bit too, switching sides. You can do this from a standing position too, but when I do that, you guys can't see my arms. So. And standing up, finish with a chest stretch. So thumb up, lean away, feel the stretch here, around shoulder height. And switching sides. Leaning till you really feel the stretch through there. This gets tight for a lot of people, especially if you're at the desk a lot. And that's it. So finish up with any personal stretches you need to do. Thanks for joining. I think I'm going to try and do another build-up workout next week, so look out for that. And if you can, please participate in our virtual 5K, either a walk or a run this weekend on Saturday. So you can join through Strava, look for the links in